Hi, and welcome back to Gizmo News. In this video, we'll clear up what an NFT is and why you should care. And you'll see why we consider each one of you to be non-fungible. You know, there's so much hype around NFT. Are they here to stay? Be sure to watch all the way to the end. The last reason you should care about NFTs might surprise you. And if you find our video at all informative, it would mean a lot to us if you hit the like button. Let's get into the meat of the matter. What are NFTs? NFT is an abbreviation for non-fungible token. An NFT is a record stored on the blockchain that certifies the uniqueness of a digital asset and the ownership of that asset. And we can use NFTs to represent digital assets like images, audio, videos, and other types of digital files. Each of those entities is distinct from the others. An NFT can also be used to track and represent the ownership and authenticity of physical assets, such as original artwork and creative pieces like paintings, sculptures, and even performance art. Now, to understand what a non-fungible token is, let's first define this word fungibility. Fungibility refers to the property of something, such as money or a commodity, that allows one part or quantity to be replaced by another equal amount or quantity when paying, let's say, a debt or settling an account. Now that's kind of complicated, but that's Merriam-Webster's definition of fungibility. It's still confusing. So let's bring it down to another level to make the definition of fungibility even clearer. To keep it simple, we can say money is fungible. Money, I believe, is the best example of fungibility. So if I owe you money, I can pay you with a $100 bill. And it doesn't matter if it's the first $100 bill I ever owned. Even if it's the last $100 I ever owned, you really don't care. You don't care even if the $100 I give you are filthy. You don't mind if it's crumpled or even ripped a bit. You don't care because each $100 bill is worth $100. They are interchangeable. They all look the same. They all have the same value. That is the definition of fungibility. Each $100 bill is the same. Okay, so we've defined fungibility using money. Let's move to digital assets and differentiate between fungible and non-fungible digital assets. Bitcoin is a fungible digital currency. If I owe you 3 Bitcoins, it makes no difference which I give you. It doesn't matter if it's the first Bitcoin I ever received. You don't care. You also don't care if it's the last Bitcoin I ever received. You just don't care. You simply want my 3 Bitcoins in your wallet. You don't care which 3 Bitcoins I give you because every Bitcoin is precisely the same. The same is true for Litecoin. If I give you Litecoins, it doesn't matter if they are the first or the last ones I have. The same is true for Ethereum. It doesn't matter which Ethereum I own and decide to give to you. If you want to be paid in Ethereum, I can pay you in any Ethereum I have to give you, whether it's the first one I got or the last one I received. Now, let's compare these fungible digital assets to non-fungible digital assets. These are CryptoCats. Assume I own these CryptoCats. No one on the planet owns these 3 CryptoCats. They are my CryptoCats. Besides being mine, there are none like them anywhere else in the world. Remember what we learned about Bitcoins. If I had 3 Bitcoins, it doesn't matter which 3 Bitcoins they were because they were all interchangeable. However, when it comes to 3 CryptoCats, these 3 CryptoCats are not interchangeable. They are one of a kind. Now take another example of a non-fungible digital asset. The NBA Top Shot is an incredible series created by the same people who brought you CryptoCats. In basketball, you can buy special moments created by NBA players. And when you purchase their NFTs, you'll receive videos that correspond to those special moments. And these unique digital assets can be worth a lot of money. How does all this digital art apply to you? I'll get to that in just a minute, but first we need to dig a bit deeper into the types of digital art that can be non-fungible. Here's another example. CryptoPunks was one of the first examples of NFT, and I'll go over some other examples later. Some of these CryptoPunks were extremely valuable. Here are the top 3 CryptoPunks sold. As you can see, that millions of dollars are being invested in these CryptoPunk NFTs. They have become precious assets. Now let's look at how NFT has moved into the mainstream by taking a look at a famous auction house, Christie's. There was a lot of buzz surrounding the fact a well-known NFT artist sold an NFT for $69 million at Christie's auction. What is Christie's well known for? It's art auctions, where multi-million-dollar paintings or extremely valuable sculptures are sold to art investors. They auctioned off an NFT for $69 million at this exceptionally well-known auction house. This auction is an excellent example of the value that an NFT can command. You're starting to get the idea that NFTs can be very valuable. But why should this be important to you? Well, please stick with me for a couple more examples because these will help you understand the value NFTs can bring into your life. Non-fungible digital assets include Rare Pepe, which are also among the first to enter the non-fungible token space. In another video, I'll talk more about Rare Pepes. However, one of the note cards, Homer Pepe, was purchased for $320,000. Recall that this digital asset, Homer Pepe, is an NFT, and someone was willing to pay $320,000 for it. So what does that tell you? First, even relatively simple-looking NFTs can be very valuable. Let's move on to another type of digital asset. For this example, let's look at Luis Buenaventura, the CEO of BloomX. He is also a very gifted artist. He is well known for his crypto pop. He has now documented many memorable moments in the history of cryptocurrencies in his art. For example, whenever Bitcoin reaches an all-time high, he creates a new piece of art. He sold 222 editions of one of his paintings for $1,999 each as a series of NFTs. Consider the power of being an artist and leveraging your NFT to sell 222 editions of one piece of artwork, $1,999 each. This is just one example of the profitability of NFTs from a talented artist. Let's not stop here because other types of art exist, such as performance art, and it too can be sold as NFTs. Here's an example from a Russian performance artist who, in a video, ate a live bat in protest of vaccinations. He also auctioned off the NFT, so he was able to sell his NFT of him eating a live bat. So you see, if you create a video of performance art, it too can become an NFT. These are concepts that I want you to consider in terms of what an NFT can be, because when you start to see the possibilities, you can imagine how you too can create NFTs and profit from them. For instance, are you a real estate agent? Then you can do things like including a piece of real estate property attached to an NFT. This actually happened. A realtor sold an NFT that also included a real estate property. The customer received the title of the house when they purchased the digital NFT. So consider it. If you can use the purchase of a digital asset to obtain the title to a house, you could use an NFT to purchase nearly anything. But what if I told you to add value to an NFT associated with a physical asset, you sometimes need to take drastic measures? For example, Vetsy sold an NFT, and along with it the sale of the NFT, it included the destruction of the physical asset, resulting in the NFT becoming the original. So when it comes to art, the original art in the physical world may need to be destroyed to give value to the NFT. If the digital one remains genuinely unique, then there can be no physical representation of that art piece in the future. But what if you're not a painter or sculptor and don't have physical assets to attach to digital ones? Here's another example of art being sold as an NFT. King of Leon is a band that generated over $2 million from non-fungible token sales of their album, When You See Yourself. The album sold 2 million copies, and it was an entirely new way of selling albums that had never been used before. It was a new incremental method for them to profit from the songs on that album. So they packaged the album with additional artwork and sold them together, creating an extremely valuable digital asset. Are you a musician? Consider how you can apply NFT technology to your music. In this case, the music would also include other types of art that are only available to those who purchased your album. Elon Musk's partner Grimes sold $6 million in digital art as an NFT. Considering all these possibilities we've discussed already, are you getting any ideas for your NFT? We're already talking about millions and millions of dollars being generated by artists. But let's go one step further. As you've probably beginning to see, almost anything can become an NFT if the conditions are right. Now here's a super cool example. Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, sold the first tweet ever as an NFT for over $2 million. Being able to own the physical representation of the first tweet ever is a historical moment, sold as an NFT. The entire world saw that first tweet. Now there is an owner of that first tweet, and that owner paid over $2 million to own that specific moment in history. This video has discussed numerous opportunities to profit from your new understanding of NFTs. Do you want to know how to create your own NFTs? Please start thinking about it now. Look around you and consider your options. Do you play any instruments? Are you a creative person? Are you a painter, a sculptor, or a digital graphic designer? Maybe you're a photographer. What can you create and then sell as an NFT? This is probably the most compelling reason to have a deep understanding of NFT and what they can represent or be attached to. Armed with this understanding, you can now start looking for things you own or talents you possess to create your own NFTs. If you liked this video, check out our video on Casetify's NFT phone case, where we discuss one way to show off your NFTs. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our new videos on NFTs.